Yeah, hello. It's really nice to see so many people here. Thank you for coming. My name is Flo. I'm from Hubert Burda Media, and especially there I work for the BurdaForward GmbH, which is the digital publishing company. We hold brands like Focus Online, Bunte.de, Chip, Fit for Fun, and all of those online publishers basically are within our company. So I'm going to talk about accelerating innovation and AI X media. That's because my role is senior product manager, and as this, I am within a team that's called AI Product Accelerator, and we are aiming to innovate quite quickly, and then our products are supposed to either die or grow. And this should be going in a very fast way, because we believe that the traditional way of working on digital products, especially on product innovation, took too long. So therefore, we have the freedom basically to just innovate and work with whatever is out there, and AI is helping us to do so quite well. So that was already done. Here are our brands, just an overview, and let's dive in. So AI Product Accelerator, what does this mean? It means basically we are screening the market of AI features and tools that are out there that are newly to be taken, and we see what of those features we can implement into our existing data infrastructure of BurdaForward to create new features and products which will then optimize our publishing formats for our user. So this tiny little spot in the middle is the sweet spot we are talking about. This is what we want to reach. I told you initially, what does accelerator incubator mean compared to traditional project management in digital media? It basically means that we are very agile, very free in what we are doing. So we just come up with an idea and we try to develop a prototype for this idea within 3 months. And then we can detect whether this prototype is actually functioning. We are testing this quantitative and qualitatively. So basically qualitative means we are heading out to our users, asking them about the product and asking them if they are satisfied with it or not. And then we can quickly identify whether the product should go into the long run or should die at the spot. And this is the idea. So compared to the established processes, we are winning a month in time via this process. And we are not working on just one product, we are actually working on 15 products. So we are a team of 4 people, but we are able to do so because of this freedom in development, basically. So let's go on. What are we taking from the AI features? So of course we are working with large language models. Large language models are the core of AI, and it's basically the prompt base in between bridge within our codes, so we can develop faster our publishing outputs, because publishing outputs are in general articles, videos and audio formats. So the problem with large language models alone is they are hallucinating. If you don't give them legit data, the chances that your output is going to be wrong is high. And as a publishing media corporation, giving out wrong articles, you can believe what happens. So therefore, we are aiming to use large language models, of course, but we are aiming to make the hallucination rate as low as possible. And therefore, we like to use so-called RAG systems, Retrieval Augmented Generation, which aims to strengthen the large language models in the way that we enrich it with data. So we have very strong brands. A good example is Finance 100. So let's imagine we would possibly have a user that goes on Finance 100 because the aim is for the user to optimize their portfolio, ETF portfolio. Let's take ETF portfolios. So basically the user would ask us this question, and if we have an AI agent in the background, the AI agent, which is basically just a large language model as we know it from ChatGPT and so on, can actually get the data from Finance 100, which is legit, which is tested and which is proven, uses the input, comes up with an answer based on that data input, and the answer will be with 99% correct. There is a 1% chance that there is still some twists in, but for this 1% we have a human in the loop, which is the editor that checks everything before it goes out. And then we can actually optimize this process by saying, okay, we have a high chance of having a correct output format. Another thing that we identified is working with AI agents. So we can have multiple AI agents that we create. Also, the heart of these agents will be large language models, of course. And if we connect them together with different working strings, we can create new products that will help us to basically run output pipelines that normally would have taken either a lot of coding or multiple people to do so, just within one system. Give you examples later, but talking about all of this, the aim what we are doing is we see AI as a Lego box with different bricks, and we just take one brick from there, one brick from there, and ideally at the end we have a strong and solid Lego house. But yeah, that's the basic goal. Looking into our practice, so what are we, for example, doing concretely? What you see right here is we used the text-to-speech feature. So we take the articles that we publish on Focus Online, the news broadcasting platform, every day. We transform them in form of a summary, let's say 40 seconds, for example, put them into a text-to-speech function, which is trained with our editorial voices. So the output quality of the speech is actually very well. We use for this system 11 Labs. And then in this case, the output format will be that people that are driving their car can connect it to CarPlay, see the Focus Online app, click on it, and instead of reading while driving, which obviously would be not the best thing to do, they can listen to the news now. And this is how it functions, basically. Not quite sure if the video is running because this is a PDF file, but if you're interested, you can go on Chip and search for this function, Focus Online car, and then you can actually get an example video to see how this is actually functioning, if you should be interested. Or if you have a car with CarPlay and the Focus Online app, try it yourself. It's actually quite cool. The second thing we also detect is that people have an interest, especially in the morning and especially in the evening, to get an overview about the most recent news during the day. And of course, this is a task an editor can do easily, but it takes time. The articles over the day, they are created anyway and they are published anyway. So why not use AI just to select the most important news? How can we detect that? Because these are the news articles that were seen the most during the day. So the KPI we are using is number of page views per article. That defines which were the article of the biggest interest during the day. Then we collect them and send them in a very handy format out via push notifications to our user, so they can get an overview about the most recent news within the last 12 hours, in the morning and in the evening. And this is how the output format looks. Together with the summaries of the articles, which is also created by AI, we also provide most discussed topics because we have a very frequently used comment section, so therefore we can also detect which were the topics our users were discussing the most and can give the sentiments from those discussions, from those online discussions, also displayed in the article, as we figured out that Focus Online or newsreader in general have also a common interest to challenge their own opinion with the opinion of others. A third option would be we create videos via AI. We are using After Effects template that we pre-created. We are filling this template with article pictures from our articles that we also contain anyway. And then we once again take the Lego stones that we already have, the audio files from the article summaries, attach them as an audio file or as an audio line to the MP4 format, which is the output of this. And then we have an automated created summary video of the most recent news also from the last 12 hours, which we can then share either on our own platform, or we can transfer it to social media or YouTube, wherever actually we want. We have the MP4 file now. Takes no time, takes no human. It's completely automated, that pipeline. Also here, video is not working, it's a PDF, sorry for that, but you can watch these videos on Focus Online YouTube if you are interested. Then, talking about multi-agents and multi-agent systems, we also detected a chance that we can use one agent to make research. What does this mean? We are basically taking information from scientific archives, drawing them in. An agent is reading them through to get the sentiments of those papers, can then detect which topics are within the papers and can then match, another agent is then matching these informations with our brand requirements and can then say paper A is 85% matching with the topics for Fit for Fun. And then a Fit for Fun editor just needs to enter the system, sees this directly, clicks on it, and can directly create with the third agent an article that transfers that very hard to read scientific text into a very easy but informational, so basically an infotainment article for Fit for Fun that is then published. So this is the idea of a multi-agent system, basically. So we see on the left side the very hard to read scientific text, and on the right side an easy to read infotainment article, basically. Why are we doing this? We are doing this because we believe that the media industry is changing rapidly. So we are not even finished with digitalization yet here in Europe or Germany, and now we are entering the age of AI. So therefore, we want to use whatever we can find out there on the market to check it, to test it, and to value it as fast as possible to win some time back that we lost in the long run already. So therefore, in our views, or one vision that we think could be a possible future is that we are transferring into an agentic world in any kind of way. And what does this mean? It means it would concentrate the distribution channels, the multiple distribution channels that we have today, to only a handful of distribution channels with two major ones, which would be Android and iOS. Because if you start talking to your phone and you don't have any apps on it, you will only connect with artificial intelligence, and we see this as a possible future vision. So honestly, we don't have an answer how publishing can challenge this and how we can still be successful within this future. But we are doing everything to figure it out on the way to it. So thank you for your attention, and yeah, that was it from my side. So if you have questions, ask them. Thank you.
Okay, so are there any questions amongst you guys? If not, I have a question for you, Florian. What do you think will AI do in the media market for the future?
So as said, I believe that these concentrations of distribution channels will play a major role, but distribution channels alone cannot create content. So contents will be of value and will be very important also in the future. So my guess would be that media corporations need to focus more on being literally the first to publish about something, to be seen and to be required by those systems. So in my opinion, I guess pace is going to be one of the major concentration points we need to look at.
Okay, thank you very much. Another question from my side. Will AI video creation challenge the work of professional video editors? Or you guys have a question in the crowd?
Sorry.
You go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Florian, thank you so much. Peter is my name. You mentioned that you wanted to be the first producer of information, right? And all what you shared, which is fantastic about AI and agents, is getting towards being the second producer, just combining existing information, etc. So could you elaborate on what you're doing in order to become really the first-hand information provider and getting to the top-notch news, etc., etc. So that brings us even, I would say, back to journalism at the first place. Could you elaborate on that?
Sure, no problem. So in our opinion, we see two fields as very interesting. So first is getting in touch with our reader, getting in touch with our commentators. Because it's not first-level information, but it's about the opinion field that is within the nation, or it's like a vertical mirror of it. So basically, getting into these debates and making them visible for our users, one point that is super interesting for our users to read, but it is something that AI at least cannot take from our pages. They can take it from social media, of course, but not from our pages, not from our target group. So focusing on our target group and getting closer to it is one way we want to approach publishing in the future. Second thing is We believe that trends origin not just in reality, and we read from it via when it was like already published, and we can read it on via Googling or anything. But we believe that digital trends will play a big role, and digital trends origin on social media platforms. So putting a focus on these platforms will also help us to detect trends and be amongst the first to report about it.
Any other questions? Yes.
Thank you for a wonderful talk. In the beginning, you mentioned some issues with LLMs, like hallucination or small context windows. Other than using external data sources, how do you mitigate these problems?
So basically, if we use large language model, other than using a RAG system, how do we tackle the hallucination issues?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for the question. It's a good one. Honestly, it's only the human that can handle this for us at the moment. Because, of course, we could create sort of an agent in between that checks if the large language model in the first place did something wrong. But if we create the agent in between, we could have already set up the RAG system. So if we say we want to skip that and we want to, like, let's say, really fast have outputs with the large language model, it's the human. An editor reads the output and checks if it's correct or not. That's the fastest way currently.
Would you say this is a big setback for you, or how does it affect the platform?
I wouldn't say it's a step back because large language models are helping the editors to get first drafts very fast. And in this case, like every one of us knows this when you have a blockade in thinking and you don't know exactly what wordings you want to choose or whatever. And with large language models, this is like something that can be challenged very fast, and then they already have a first draft and can work upon this. So they save a lot of time just via the usage of those large language models. So I would say it's actually an uplift and not a step back.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, I actually have the same question that you asked. Can you please repeat it? It was something about video editing.
So the question is, will AI video creation challenge the work of professional video editors?
Thank you. Sorry for not seeing it before.
That's
that was
okay.
my ADHD moment. All right. So yes, it definitely will. But the question is how the output quality is going to be in the end. So currently we see different strings that can be used. So one string that we are using to create automated video production is that we take an After Effects file, which we parameterize so we can reuse it for reoccurring purposes. Meaning there is a human behind that created that template in the first place. So here I would say this is something that AI might be taken over in the future, but then we have like a very low level video creation. If we are thinking about reportings, if we are thinking about documentaries, etc., I'm not quite sure if this is going to work if we have it made by Zora with, let's say, fake humans. So I guess the human touch within videos, especially when it comes to higher formats, will be still very, very valuable. And I'm not quite sure if this can be reached by AI generation. If we are talking about animated video creation, we are in a different field, and I'm fairly sure that AI will tackle these fields because they will get better in these fields and they will be able to produce comic films within a handful of years, to be honest. So therefore, it depends on the field you're looking at. Some fields definitely will get issues. Some fields, I would say, are safe.
All right, I think we don't have any time left. So further questions, please talk to him. I don't know if you have a stand, what the number is. Maybe they can come visit you there.
Yes. Yes, you can visit me at the Hubert Burda Media stand A23. So, thank you.
All right, thank you very much.